Alright, guys. You have to listen. Just listen. Hello, fellow gaijins. Boom. Oh, the energy is floating around this room. Oh. I think I smell it. I can feel it. Today we are looking at the word but. And wait a second. There we go. The word but comes up in conversation all the time, and I think it's very important to know all the forms in Japanese because, as always, they like things a little bit more complicated. So first, to start it off, there are 4 forms I want to talk about today. I think those are the 4 forms that come up a lot in conversation. All the other forms that could be like considered the word but usually have this meaning depending on the context and sentence. Usually they are translated as though or even though or things like that, but today we're not looking at those. We're looking at the words that strictly mean but in a sentence. So here are the 4 forms. I don't know what to do with my head, but ta-da! Now you see my background. This doesn't help at all, does it? There we go. So these are the 4 forms. They are basically like interchangeable in many cases, but there are nuances that need to be discussed, and you should at least know them because they come up a lot, especially in things like anime. The 2 most important ones though are demo and kedo. So demo is probably the one most people know, and it's the most straightforward one because you can just use it. So it doesn't have to be attached to anything. It's just demo means but. So let's make a quick sentence. それが好き。でもこれの方が好き。So I like that, but I like this more. As you may have noticed, the demo, like I could take a break between the sentences, right? So the demo came after a break. I was like, I like that, break, but, comma, I like this more. So you can kind of use it without like having to know the meaning beforehand. You can think while you speak. The kedo, on the other hand, is a bit more complicated because usually kedo has this kind of pronunciation where you put it right after the first sentence. So it has to be more fluent. Let's just take the same sentence and use kedo instead of demo. それが好きけど、これの方が好き. It's exactly the same meaning, but as you might have noticed again, the kedo was right after the sentence. So it seemed like I knew what I was gonna say. I knew that the but was coming and that I had a second sentence. So for me as the speaker, like for the listener, it doesn't make much of a difference. But for me as a speaker, it kind of insinuates to me, or at least I know, that the next sentence comes after a but. If I use demo, I don't really need to know this beforehand. I can say a sentence and then follow up with a but, right? You don't need to like follow up with it right away. With the kedo, on the other hand, you kind of like the expectation is set right after you say it, and because of this way it needs to be pronounced, you have to say it quickly after the first sentence. I don't think there's much difference in terms of formality, so it's the same level of casual, and it is casual, it's not formal at all. So you would probably use these with your friends, with anybody that you know, and it's totally fine. If you want to be more formal, you kind of have to use the other 2 forms, which are ga and shikashi. So ga is usually used with des or da, so you have daga and desu ga, and shikashi is a standalone, exactly like demo. So kedo becomes ga or daga or desu ga, and demo becomes shikashi. So the usage is the same. That would mean that daga comes directly after the first sentence and connects 2 sentences, and shikashi is a standalone but. Demo can, in most circumstances, still be used in a formal setting without sounding rude. But it's still important to know that shikashi is kind of the formal word for demo. But just so you're advised, if you would use shikashi, you might sound too formal or even like as if you would have jumped out of literature. And kedo should definitely not be used in a formal setting because desu ga or just ga makes a sentence way more formal and way more like appropriate when you have to be formal. So let's look at some sentences. 犬もめっちゃ可愛いけどなんかうるさい。犬めっちゃ可愛い。でも猫の方が好き。先輩は私を寿司に誘ったんですが、 寿司が好きじゃないから行きませんでした。昨日行きましたが、あんまり綺麗じゃなかったんですから帰りました。Alright, boys, girls, and everyone else, thank you so much for watching this video. It was an honor for me to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. またね。God damn, man, short video grammar. Ay.